The next morning, George was well enough to go to the playroom. A lady was showing Betsy how to use finger paint. There were all sorts of things to play with. There was even a puppet theater, and that was just the thing for George. He had 4 hands, so he could handle 4 puppets at the same time. George gave a real puppet show. The children laughed and shouted, and even Betsy, for the first time, smiled a little. There were other things in the playroom, a TV set and a record player. George was curious. If he climbed on the record player and turned the switch, would it go round and round like a real merry-go-round? The children cheered. George was so funny.
That's enough for now. You'd better take a nap before lunch. We have a big day ahead of us. The mayor is coming to visit the hospital today. And later on, you'll be going home, George.
When George woke up from his nap, Steve was just taking his first steps. The go-kart was standing there empty. George was curious.
George, stop this instant! George! Look out!
Hey, George!
George! George! George!
George! George! George!
He landed right in the mayor's arms. What a mess it was.
George broke all my dishes. And he broke the go-kart, too.
What will the mayor think? Suddenly, everybody looked up and listened. From above came happy laughter, and there stood Betsy. Then the children joined in, and a couple of others. The mayor started laughing, and finally, everybody just laughed and laughed. Everybody, that is, except George.
Don't be sad, George. The whole thing was so funny. I never laughed so much in my whole life. I'm so glad you were in the hospital with me.
I'm sorry this happened, Mr. Mayor. George, you've made a terrible mess. But you've also made our sad little Betsy happy again. And now I see your friend has come to take you home. Goodbye, George, and take good care of yourself.